Touchdown in the Windy City. Alex Ayala didn't just fly into Chicago for deep dish pizza. She is here to put ink to paper on a contract worth a staggering $30 million with the Giants at Gatorade. 30 million? Breathe that in for a second. While the headlines blow up social media, a certain crowd is currently squirming in their seats, feeling a serious knot in their stomachs. I am talking about the cynics, the naysayers, the vocal minority who dedicated years to screaming from the rooftops that Ayala lacked the pedigree to hang with the elite in the tennis world. The shadows who murmured that she was a flash in the pan, a hype train destined to derail long before reaching the summit of the game. All those critics are currently glued to their screens, witnessing history unfold. And the reality check is slamming into them harder than a first serve. Ayala didn't simply survive the circuit. She is locking down $30 million partnerships with the absolute titan of sports hydration. The sweetest detail? We are merely watching the opening act of a saga destined for the history books. You don't get a $30 million check from Gatorade just for showing up. That corporation is ruthless with their vetting process because their ambassadors aren't simply decals on a plastic jug. They represent the pinnacle of performance, raw grit, and the type of willpower that ignites fires in millions globally. Landing a contract of that magnitude sends a message. It means the executives analyzed Ayala and concluded she is worth every cent of that massive valuation. They have crunched the numbers on her rise, dissected her commercial appeal, and scrutinized the sheer volume and ferocity of her supporters spanning the globe. Frankly, when you survey the empire she is constructing, both in the arena and in the boardroom, the logic is bulletproof. Rumors suggest a 2-year commitment, cementing Ayala as the primary icon for the brand across the entire Women's Tennis Association. But here is the strategic genius lurking beneath the surface that the pundits are overlooking. This isn't just about sponsoring an athlete. It is about unlocking a gateway to a massive geographic zone starving for a hero. Ayala brings a unique asset to the table unmatched by her peers. She stands alone as the sole East Asian contender battling at the zenith of the tour. Every time she laces up, she shoulders the aspirations of the Philippines and the entire Southeast Asian populace. The suits at Gatorade understand precisely what that influence translates to in revenue and territory growth. We are talking about astronomical potential. They have maneuvered into the perfect spot to extract maximum value. The sports drink sector sits at a valuation of $1.17 billion, with forecasts predicting a surge of over $2 billion by the year 2034. That is a colossal pie up for grabs, and the corporations that sprint to partner with the right icons will rule that expansion. This is a masterclass in corporate strategy from the beverage giant, because Ayala serves as the ultimate conduit linking the tennis world to a sleeping giant of a consumer base in Southeast Asia. She transcends athletics. She is a cultural force, and global conglomerates are finally opening their eyes to that reality. The metrics prove it, the crowd noise confirms it, and the ROI on her previous endorsements screams it. Gatorade analyzed the data, pulled the trigger without hesitation, and they are poised to harvest a massive windfall from that foresight. We haven't even seen the press release yet. Word on the street is they are saving the grand unveiling for the BNP Paribas Open next month. Just try to visualize that scene. The glare of the lights, the flashbulbs popping, the electricity humming in the air as they declare the hottest rookie in the game the new monarch of hydration. The crowd is going to lose their absolute minds. Meanwhile, the detractors are in panic mode, desperate for a new narrative. Keep in mind, the ink isn't even dry on the public statement yet. Once the news officially breaks, the collective implosion of the skeptics will be glorious to behold, and we will have front row seats. Anyone who bet against Ayala is about to swallow a bitter pill. They dug their own graves by overlooking her potential, but here is the critical factor they missed about her DNA. She wasn't just chasing silverware. She was constructing a dynasty from day one, laying one brick at a time. While the critics were busy writing her obituary, Ayala was in the background quietly, stacking paper and signing contracts. She was executing strategies to guarantee her wealth and legacy for generations. This Gatorade partnership is a titan, but it isn't the solitary power move she has executed lately. Just a few months back, she locked in a massive agreement with WTA, proving that her commercial IQ is as lethal as her forehand. Most athletes grab the quick cash. Not her. She demanded a 2% equity stake in the company instead. That single power move tells you exactly how she views her career and her destiny. WTA is now sitting at a $240 million valuation, surging nearly 50% in just the last year. Her slice is already worth millions. As the company explodes, her net worth climbs right alongside it on autopilot. That is not the strategy of someone chasing a quick buck from 15 minutes of fame. That is the playbook of a mastermind thinking 10, 15, 20 moves ahead to secure a legacy that outlives her game. Then you have that Nutrifactor campaign that shattered the internet only 4 months back. That clip became a YouTube juggernaut, racking up roughly 70 million views. 70 million people watching a commercial. Not a music video, not a movie trailer, just a promo starring Alex Eala. That reach is mind-bending when you consider the fortunes rivals burn just to get a fraction of that exposure. 70 million pairs of eyes on one brand? Corporations waste hundreds of millions trying to fabricate that kind of magic. Eala made it look easy, simply by keeping it real and striking a nerve with her audience. Global giants watched those metrics skyrocket, and the phone lines lit up immediately. You simply cannot ignore data like that. Size doesn't matter. Nike has been scrutinizing every move Eala makes. What they found has convinced the brass. She is the undisputed future of Asian tennis. Insiders say Nike is scrambling to sign her, terrified of repeating the brutal loss of Coco Gauff to New Balance. That remains one of the most expensive blunders in their modern history, a scar that hasn't faded. Gauff became a marketing titan, and Nike had to watch all that value walk straight out the exit. They refused to drop the ball again with Alex Eala. With New Balance and Adidas circling like sharks, Nike won't sit on the sidelines while rivals strike. The hype around Eala is too deafening, too consistent, and too potent to overlook. The figures floating around for this Nike contract are absolutely staggering. Leaks suggest $45 million over 3 years, with bonuses that could send the total into the stratosphere. But beyond the cash, it is the status they are offering Eala within the Nike hierarchy that matters. This isn't your standard sponsorship deal, not by a long shot. This is the payoff for the endless grind, the belief, and proving the haters wrong daily. Ignore the noise. The harvest comes. And when it hits for an icon like Alex Eala, it lands with spectacular force. She honed an elite game and crafted a brand that leaps beyond the boundaries of the court. She has bonded with a global army of fans, cementing her status as a generational phenomenon. To the mockers, the doubters, the ones who whispered, "Never, your reckoning is here." The $30 million Gatorade deal? Real. The Chicago arrival? Real. The Eala empire? Undeniably real. The only thing surer than her ascent is the bitter regret eating at everyone who bet against her. But here is the jagged pill the old guard has to swallow. This wave is not just hot air and headlines. It rests on cold, hard stats, ruthless alliances, and a legend that echoes way past the court lines and podium speeches. Big money does not throw tens of millions at a vibe. They bet the house on where the rocket is headed. And make no mistake, Eala is shooting for the stratosphere. Every handshake cranks up her fame, every cameo spreads her reach, and every ink-dried deal sharpens her claws for the next fight. She stopped playing the market now. She is commanding it. A court killer with boardroom brains is a unicorn, and that rarity sends her stock price through the roof. Watch a modern dynasty rise in real time. The equity, the massive ads, the contracts, these aren't lucky breaks, but steel beams of a skyscraper built to last. Eala knows lifting silverware isn't enough. You need ownership and global grip. As the season heats up and cameras zoom in, her open doors will only get wider. Sponsors aren't just buying a serve or a smile, they are booking a seat on the revolution. If the intro is this loud, her finale might redefine cash flow in the women's game.